Hello, everybody. Good evening. It's bonfire night. It's Eddie Howe Day, we think, possibly. Or maybe it's not. Who knows? And welcome to ExtraTyne with myself, Roger. And as always, we're joined by Laura. And we have a special guest who will be joining us in a moment from one of the big Bournemouth FC podcasts, just to give us a little insight into the man who's going to be potentially, possibly, hopefully in the dugout after the Brighton game. It'll be Mr. Jones is there for a short period of time, and then we'll hopefully have Eddie Howe there. But we'll get a little bit of an inside track from a guy called Tiggs, who's also actually a teacher as well.
Wow, three
so we'll be setting some homework. Yeah, we'll be talking about Pritt sticks and whiteboard pens and stuff like that. You know, just switch off if you get bored. So, Laura, how's your week been so far?
Fine, busy. Forgot about the match last weekend. Just put it out my head.
Yeah,
and continued with me week.
You've got to do that.
Yeah.
And Laura, what is your take on kind of what's happened over the last, 48 hours? Well, I quickly go and get the laptop charger.
Right.
Go for it.
No pressure. No, I think it's hard. It's easy to get sucked into it all. I think obviously when the Emery thing came out of absolutely nowhere, I think everybody got ridiculously excited. It seemed that there was a lot of leaks. Don't know where they came from, whether they came from Staveley or wherever, the press or whatever, another mole. However, we all got really excited. We all sat and watched the Villarreal game for no reason. And then in true Newcastle style, it all fell through. So I promised myself I would not get carried away until I seen the next manager in the dugout. So I'm still not.
You're not quite there yet.
I'm not quite there yet. I haven't quite tweeted or anything about how yet. I'm still. Why hasn't it been announced yet?
Yes, here we are, about to go on about Eddie Howe. So you've broken that solemn promise.
I can't help it.
So I know that a lot of the Bournemouth fan podcasts have been inundated with content and questions from Newcastle United fans. And we're very lucky that we have a gentleman by the name of Tiggs who's joining us live. So now, the tricky thing is, unfortunately, Laura can't actually hear him. It's only me that can hear him. So Laura's just going to nod along and go, and I'll try and relay some of that information to her that Tiggs
and
tells
Roger
us
are just going to
about.
have a chat, and I'm just going to sit here.
Okay, so through the wonder of modern technology, all the way from Bournemouth, we have Tiggs. Welcome, Tiggs. Nice to see you.
Thank you ever so much. Thanks for having me on. Thank you.
Nice.
I'm going to try. I'll try and do some sign language as I go along for Laura.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Tiggs, she can't actually see it either. So
can't see me either.
The sign language, the computer's pointed towards me. So I'll maybe put it like that. There you go, Laura. You can see him.
Oh, there. Hello.
Sporting an absolutely excellent mustache, by the way.
Good.
Loving it. Loving it. Right.
It's very advanced for the 5th of November if he's doing November.
Yeah, well, no, I think that's a permanent one, isn't it, Tiggs?
Yeah, no, that's my all year round moustache. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, Tiggs, just before we get into the Eddie Howe chat, just tell us a little bit about obviously yourself and maybe your journey into like sort of podcast and YouTube about Bournemouth, and maybe give the channel a bit of a plug. You know, if any Newcastle fans are feeling a bit bored and they fancy checking out some different content, maybe they could find their way to you.
Yeah, sure, definitely. I mean, Back of the Net is the name of our channel. It's part of a Bournemouth chant that we sing. Boscombe, Back of the Net, which was the original name of our club, used to be called Boscombe, at Bournemouth Athletic. And we've been going for quite a long time now. We started off as a podcast, and then about 3 years ago now, we made the step into YouTube, like yourselves. It's been really successful for us. It's grown and grown and grown. We were the first one of the Bournemouth YouTube channel. So, we kind of cornered the market a little bit. There's a few more coming up now, and we love it. We've grown with subscribers, and we've still got the podcast. You can actually go back and listen to some really interesting things about Eddie, and even on the YouTube channel as well. So if you are out there thinking we'd like to know more, because it's funny what Laura said about not getting too excited, too overexcited until she sees someone in the dugout, because obviously it wasn't that long ago that we were doing some videos for Celtic fans as well,
right.
Which at the very last minute things changed there. Which tells you something about Eddie Howe, in that if he doesn't feel it's right, if he doesn't feel like he can do a job for you, he's not going to be there.
Yeah, he's not kind of just chasing the job, chasing the money.
No.
You know, the Celtic opportunity was there, and he obviously didn't take it for whatever reason. And also, actually, while we're talking obviously about the Back of the Net podcast and the YouTube channel, really great video that your colleagues did. I think it was Tom as the host. Is that right?
Sam, I think, hosted it.
Sam,
the one today.
Sam. Yeah. So Sam hosted a podcast, busting some myths about Eddie Howe, which has come along in the media. You know, there's been a lot of, obviously, we've gone from, ridiculous suggestions like Zidane, Conte, and then to something slightly more ridiculous. Well, not more ridiculous, a bit less ridiculous with Unai Emery. But if you just want to really quickly just explain the podcast that you've done about these myths, and maybe what some of the myths are that you address that some of maybe our fans can check out on the podcast. Yeah.
So as you say, we did a debunking Eddie myths. There's a lot of things about Eddie Howe that people think they know, mainly from back pages of newspapers. So we talk about the transfers. A lot of people think that he spent a lot of money on transfers and they were all unsuccessful. When you break it down, really, and they do in the video, it's not actually that many. There's notable ones like Jordan Ibe, who, let's be honest, Jordan Ibe, when Bournemouth signed him, everyone thought, he could go on to be a great player. And it's not as simple as...
he's just going to rock up and just be this great player. Like, I think because he was compared to Raheem Sterling, wasn't he? He was kind of on the coattails of him. So it's the type of money that people spend on a player like that.
Yeah, the potential was there, and you outlay a lot to get the potential, but then you look at really what Eddie Howe signed as players. We bought a lot of our team from League One, right? And people forget that. So a lot of the money that we spent, the Premier League squad that we had by the end of it were League One players that we were selling, some of them for Premier League prices. So he did really well in that respect. Also, people think that. He managed a relegation team. He got Bournemouth relegated. He did get Bournemouth relegated. Bournemouth did get relegated under him. It was a point in it. And if VAR had worked, goal line technology had worked on one game, we might have stayed up.
Was that the Villa game?
That was the Villa game, where they forgot to plug in Hawkeye.
He stopped it on the line, and the guy fell in the net.
Yeah,
was it that game?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so
when I was watching the podcast on YouTube there. They were talking about that game, and I was thinking, oh, that was the game. And that was almost one of those ones that was like, we knew VAR was coming in, I think, at that time. And you're like, oh, and that must have been an absolute heartbreaker to miss out. And we know a little bit about missing out at Villa Park and having a bit of Villa Park pain. So I've got a lot of sympathy for you there.
Not a great place to go sometimes.
It's not, no. I don't think we've had many happy journeys to Villa Park. At all. So definitely worth checking out about those different myths being busted about Eddie Howe. But just to give us a flavour of that, on the YouTube show, you kind of talked about how Eddie Howe is this really, I suppose, a seminal figure in the history of Bournemouth. Almost, compared to like an Alex Ferguson type, some Matt Busby, he's held in such high regard. Why is that for those Newcastle fans who maybe don't know? I didn't really know. I knew we'd taken you guys from, bottom of League One, minus 17 points to, in a few years' time in the Premier League. So what did Eddie Howe do? What does he mean to the fans? And what does he maybe mean to you personally?
So Eddie, Our relationship with Eddie started when he was a very young man. So he was a young player with us, really excellent potential. England under 21. He got injured after a move to Portsmouth that should have been his big break, and I am sure it would have been. He would have gone on to be a great player. He got injured. Harry Redknapp bought him, and he had a really career-ending injury. Really, he suffered through the next few years. Came and played for us again. We had something called Eddie Share, where the fans all put our money in and to try and get him to come, afford him to come to our club. Because back then, Bournemouth, we didn't have anything. We didn't have anything.
To piss in or a window to throw it out of.
Yeah, nothing at all. And So he had career as a player for us. Then he moved in to be one of the coaches, and then he lost his job actually. And then through a series of other managers, Jimmy Quinn, Kevin Bond, we then were in a situation where we were, because we went to administration, minus 17 at the bottom of the league, and Eddie came in, and nobody thought that anything would happen. We thought, that's it now, we're gone as a football club. Yeah. And he managed to turn us around from the bottom of League Two. He turned us around and he kept us up, and then he got us promoted, and then he got us promoted again. Before then leaving, he went to Burnley, and things went off the boil again for Bournemouth. So,
just really briefly, just to cut in there about his time, obviously at Burnley, to the sort of distant observer, he would look like, oh, he went to Burnley, couldn't handle it, and it failed. I think that's possibly the ignorance kind of outside of Bournemouth or outside of people who know Eddie Howe and kind of the situation there. But is it true that he probably laid a lot of the foundations for the later success of Burnley?
Oh yeah, I mean, and Sean Dyche didn't have to buy any players when he came in. It was pretty much set up for promotion. I truly believe that if Eddie had stayed there for another season, he would have made it. He would have got them up. Unfortunately, people don't really talk about this, but personal problems or personal issues in his family life. His mum passed away, so he decided that he wanted to come back down to where was home, be around his family that were closest to him, and kind of. It just happened that at that time, Bournemouth had hit a slump, but things weren't going well, and we were desperate again. And he was available; he was made available, and we managed to get him back to come back to Bournemouth. And then from there, a couple more seasons, and we're in the Championship. Which, by the way, us being in the Championship was a huge achievement. Yeah. I mean, it only happened once before. That was under Harry Redknapp. He didn't last very long, keeping us there. So, that was back in the 80s. So. Yeah, for Eddie Howe to get to the Championship, everyone thought, well, this is the pinnacle. This is it now. Bournemouth have made it. The Championship, wow. And then 2 seasons, I think, in the Championship, and we were in the Premier League. So, and people think, oh, well, you had a Russian billionaire come and take over the club. We didn't spend hardly any money until we got to the point where we'd reached that success. And that's when, things started getting bankrolled. What it did mean, I suppose, to give it a little bit of more honesty and a little bit more parity, is that we didn't have to sell. I suppose that was the big thing that Eddie did have. He didn't have to sell players all the time.
So obviously that moment of being, promoted to the Premier League, and, players like we know well, I believe Richie was in the squad.
Yeah, that's right.
Was Fraser in the promotion side, or was he signed later on?
He was out on loan that season, I believe, at Ipswich. Right. So he was part of the squad, but wasn't playing in the team. Whereas Richie we'd had for a while, because we got him from Swindon when Di Canio was there. So
yes,
he'd come up the leagues with us, which was great. Yeah.
So obviously, when he came in at Bournemouth, you were in a difficult situation. Is probably putting it lightly. Minus 17 points, and was that an administration thing where?
Yeah, administration. Yeah, and we'd been in administration within the last kind of 10 years, so we got hit pretty hard.
Yeah, and then he finished the season on 50 points, was it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So a few places clear of relegation, and I think I come back to. A lot of the coverage that we've had. Oh, he's not been ready for a relegation battle. All he's Simon Jordan, who is very, very well thought of in this parish. Yeah, making comments about his last achievement was getting Bournemouth relegated, but like we alluded to before, it wasn't really as clear cut as that. But if you look at what he has achieved, it's absolutely incredible, isn't it? Really.
Oh, completely. And, for Eddie Howe, it's about coaching. So that's what his strength is. Yeah. And he will pull a group of players together and get them to fight for a cause. If Eddie Howe's going to a club and he thinks that the players aren't good enough, or if you as Newcastle fans think the players aren't good enough, then fair enough. I can say that's going to be a real tough ask. But if your players are good enough, Your Newcastle players are good enough. So he's going in there, and all he'll be trying to do is what he did with us twice when he came to us, is he just pulls that group together, bonds them together, and then coaches. And I suppose the one thing you can definitely say about Eddie Howe is that he gets the best out of okay players. I mean, none of our players.
We've sure got a lot of okay players.
Not many Bournemouth players would have walked into another Premier League club, and not got a game. But he was getting a game out of all of them. And our back four, which we kept pretty much from our League One days. Steve Cook, Simon Francis, Charlie Daniels. Yeah, a lot of them boys wouldn't walk into Newcastle and get a game back then, true. But they were getting a game week in, week out, and getting results for Eddie Howe. And our second season we got 9th, I think, in the Premier League. So,
that is incredible. The resources, and I heard Jack Wiltshire, talking on TalkSport today for me sins, and he was saying about that, that ability to bond those players together, get the absolute maximum out of them. And that is absolutely what we need. So from the sounds of it, do you feel like he's the man to get us out of the predicament that we're in now?
I think the thing with him is he wouldn't take on the job. He wouldn't take on a job unless he thought it was a project that he could stay with. That's him. He's not a kind of guy who's going to become, place to
couple
place.
Of years and then go.
If Eddie Howe believes it, Eddie Howe's done his due diligence. He wouldn't do it unless he thought he could do it. He's looked at the squad of players. I think he can do it, but I think he can do anything. If I'm really honest with you, I think he's a remarkable guy, because he doesn't base everything in just footballing terms. He's all about people. And that's the other interesting thing that he'll do, is he'll bring his people with him, and he won't bring the greatest coaches in the world. But what he'll bring is he'll bring a tight group of people that he can trust, that will tell it to him straight. And that's really important to him, honesty and integrity. I
think coming back to that honesty and that telling things straight, I think we've probably been lacking that a lot. The culture around Newcastle under Mike Ashley, with the management of Steve Bruce, has been very much tell people what they want to hear. There hasn't been that pressure on people to achieve, to perform. It's finish 17th and you'll get a contract, a 3-year rolling contract until the cows come home. So that sounds really, really promising. Obviously, we're a little bit ahead of ourselves. A few comments just from some of the people who are watching. Thank you very much for those people for tuning in. Really appreciate it. A couple of people have said he got to this stage with Celtic and then he walked away. Was he as far as sort of, apparently with Sky, agreeing in principle? Do you know how far along the line he was with Celtic?
It was the rumor was, or what was strongly said, was that actually he was close, but Celtic wouldn't agree to the things that Eddie wanted, and what Eddie wanted was to bring some people with him that he could trust and he could work with. I don't believe he would be wasting people's time. He wouldn't get this far down a line unless he'd made it. Because some of the rumors were, he wouldn't go that far north, or his wife turned around and said, "What? We're going to Glasgow? You didn't tell me." It wouldn't be anything like that. I think if he couldn't bring the people he needed with him, but I think he's had the interview, they've had the discussions. I think if it gets this far along, I can't see him pulling out now. No. Yeah,
I think we're at a place where, well, speaking personally for myself, I think if 5 weeks ago, if Eddie Howe walked in and replaced Steve Bruce, we'd be delighted. I think we've been through this roller coaster of this manager, that manager, but actually, from what I've seen from various interactions on Twitter and with people I've met, it sounds like there's a bit of nice anticipation. Like, let's see what he can do. He seems like a straight up nice guy. I don't know whether Laura has disappeared down a wormhole and started watching a lot of the YouTube videos of him training the players and moving his counters about, but
I have, since you sent it in the group chat. I was watching last night. I watched the counters one, and I watched the Premier League review with Gary Lineker. And for me personally, he just comes across as a very professional, down to earth, ambitious guy who will get the best out of the players that we've got. And I'm very, it instills us with a lot of optimism and confidence after watching those videos. I
Yeah.
know, but if you're just comparing to what we had, it's just completely on another scale.
I think even to even just the neutral or the person who's not really a massive Newcastle fan, I always like to give her a mention every week. But I managed to get Vic to watch these counters videos.
Yeah.
And she sat there, she watched it. I said, "What do you think?" She went, let's just finish the whole thing. So watch the whole thing. I said, "So what do you think?" And she went, "You couldn't see Steve Bruce remembering that much about a game, could you?"
No.
I was like, "No. He's really into the detail. He seems genuine. He seems like a really nice bloke." So hopefully it bodes well for the future. I mean, I think we probably only need to win 10 games this season. A few draws. We've got enough of a season left to get with there, but
as well as January, I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah, and Tiggs has filled us full of hope now. Thank you very much.
I couldn't hear a thing.
I know. You should have heard some of the things he was saying about you. Oh, terrible.
I'm watching it back.
I think one thing I will say is I know you've got a really tricky December.
Yeah,
but,
really tricky.
Do you know what? That's when Bournemouth were at their best. You know,
right.
we went
backs against the wall.
Yeah, we went United and we won. We went to Chelsea and we won. We went to Arsenal, we won.
Come on,
all in December.
Tiggs, you can come on again.
You know what I mean? You can definitely do it. And it'll be really interesting to see what he does in the first game that he takes over and the changes that you notice straight away, because there will be some.
Yeah. So, just before we kind of let you go and you can go watch some fireworks or roast some marshmallows or whatever you like to do on an evening. Just a quick note about Bournemouth, and obviously there's a few Newcastle connections. Well, there's one big Newcastle connection there at the moment, Scott Parker.
Yeah.
I think you're sitting top of the championship, is that right?
Yeah, we are top. Yeah, we lost our first game this season in the league last weekend. So, midweek. So we've only lost one game.
Brilliant. And are you hopeful for promotion?
I think if we didn't end in the top 3 at the very, very least, now it would be a huge disappointment, because you can't go that unbeaten for that long and expect anything else, really, to be honest. But you never know, do you? You can't count your chickens.
It's a really difficult league, but it looks like yourselves and Fulham are really making a great fist of it. And then West Brom are always going to be there. I watched Luton the other day, and they're looking pretty strong as well, actually. Sort of coming up on the outside, a little bit unexpected. But you're hopeful for Bournemouth this season, and then are you looking for automatic? It's got to be, hasn't it?
I think so. I think we've got to be. I mean, if we can get past Christmas and we're still in that position, that it's got to be automatic, I think. And then looking forward to playing Newcastle next season and getting to see Eddie and Callum and Matt Ritchie and the other one.
Is there a feeling of, wanting that time where Eddie Howe comes back to Bournemouth and you have that bit of, I don't know, closure or whatever you want to put it?
Yeah, I mean definitely. I mean, everyone is so sad actually that we never got to say goodbye because it was COVID. So he needed a break from the game, and you could understand why. And we never got to see him out on the pitch and clap him goodbye. So we will be desperately looking forward to that, and that place will be rocking for the whole game, I'm sure, especially with you guys there as well.
I bet it was. Yeah, there'll be a strong contingent there, I'm sure. Hopefully. And hopefully we'll meet in the Premier League and not the Championship.
Let's hope so.
I hope not. But really, real big thanks to you, Tiggs. I really appreciate your time. Like I say, viewers on this channel, go over to Back of the Net and have a look at the video. It's about an hour and 50 minutes long. It's really interesting. 3 lads know a lot about, obviously, Bournemouth, but they've done the research on Newcastle. So it's a really great watch. So, and thanks, lads, for doing that as well. Really appreciate it. Anyway, we'll let you get back to your Friday evening. Thanks very much for joining us, Tiggs. I really appreciate your time. And we'll get on with, now what we'll do is, we'll just do a load of rubbish now. And we'll talk a load of bollocks. So we're going to do a fashion parade of our former players. That's the level we're at, Tiggs. That's where we're at, mate.
Do you know what? I'm going to watch that. I'm coming back to watch that.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, I'll be there.
You stay for the Bournemouth crack. No, sorry, you come for the Bournemouth crack, but you stay for Barry Venison's Blazers.
Oh, Barry Venison. Nice.
Oh,
brilliant.
It's
See you
amazing.
later.
And there is a little bit of triple denim as well. Thanks very much, Tiggs. See you later, mate. Take care. Have a good season. Best of luck. Hope you get promoted this season. Cheers, pal.
Thank you.
See you later.
See you.
Mate.
Bye.
Right. So you're stuck with us two now. Brilliant. I can take these out now.
Oh, good.
It's weird listening to my own voice. I can see why my girlfriend gets so annoyed with us. Right. So as I was saying to Tiggs there, on Extra Time, we always like to do something. We are a little bit extra in our very being. So we decided this week, influenced and inspired by Dominic Calvert-Lewin, caused a bit of a stir on Monday Night Football with an absolutely epic blazer. Well, it was actually a full suit. It looked a bit like the suits from Heidi High. For those people watching, I'm sure Marty will know Heidi High. Laurie, you can check out Heidi High later. It was spitting doubles for it. So what we did was we looked at some of the fashion faux pas of our former players. Obviously, contextualized. Some of these are taken from the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. So a little bit out of context, some of them. But I think it's great to look at some of these pictures of some of our former players. Just a big shout out really quickly, just to all those people who've joined us. Sorry I haven't been able to show as many comments as I usually do when I'm on the mouse there, but I was kind of concentrating on Tiggs, looking at the microphone, aware that Laura couldn't hear anything that we were talking about. So, I do apologize for
what you're
those
trying
people.
to say is when I'm talking, you don't listen and you just show all the comments.
No, no.
That is exactly what was said.
That was
what was implied.
No, that I would have had to be multitasking, whereas I could only multitask.
Right, okay.
Jesus. Wow. Are you missing a night out or something on a Friday? Have I kept you off your night out? Jesus. Teachers, man. Teachers. Right. Anyway, so thanks for those people. We've got Dave, we've got Tom, we've got Jodie Sandcaster, I believe that is. Laura, the straw.
Oh, I don't have anything to drink tonight.
Yeah, we've got Dan Whitten there. Just obviously about the cell. I did try and cover a few of the comments that you made, guys, in the comments section. So I really appreciate that. So let's get it. Oh, I like this one. Somebody's put an accent. How we're the lads. There we go.
Yes.
Thank you to Leslie. Thank you. So actually, Laura, what I could do, I could pass you the mouse and you could do the comments. No,
not happening.
See?
Sorry.
See what I have to deal with these, unprofessional people. Anyway, so speaking of unprofessional, I'm going to go to my Tumblr account. And obviously, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, excellent. I mean, he's renowned for his fashion sense. And it got us thinking here at ExtraTyne about who've been our fashion icons. We've had our Ginolas, or actually, he makes it into the list with a particularly saucy number. But we've had some real fashion faux pas. So what we thought we'd do is, just for a little bit of fun, we'd show some of these. We'll get Laura's feedback on it because I know she's very fashion conscious.
And I haven't said a thing for 28 minutes.
All right, okay, yeah. So we'll hand over to Laura.
No, I'm not bothered.
Right, okay. So let's see. We'll share this screen. Here we go. This is where the technology comes into play. Tumblr, Bosch. There we go. There he is, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, in that absolutely wonderful, wonderful suit. Lots of G's on it. I don't know whether that was Gucci or not.
From a lad's point of view, is that not a good suit?
I mean, it was probably expensive.
Yeah.
2-3 grand.
But it does not look very nice. I am actually not very good.
If you went out on a first date.
Oh, but I wouldn't want him to wear a suit.
He rocks up. I know, but what if he's taking you to a medieval not medieval jousting? Where would you wear a suit? What date would you wear a suit to? Like a formal, if he's taking you, would you go on a first date with somebody to a wedding if they said
absolutely never in a
would you not
years,
no would you be somebody's plus one in the guise of a first date?
No
all right, don't be disappointed, guys. I don't know, there might be a situation where you wear a suit anyway. Right. If he rocked up if you rocked up to school, you might wear a suit for like that.
I personally didn't think it was that bad, but I think I am comparing it to like his handbag and
Yeah.
the dresses and
He's
all
got
that
some right. He's
weird
got some
thing.
absolute rascal gear.
So that
I
wasn't
think
too bad.
him and Davis as well. He likes his
See that curly
teammates.
head one?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
they like some rascal
Yes,
outfits. So I do appreciate that. Right, so let's get into some of our favorite Newcastle United players and what they've kind of been. Oh, there we go. I think we'll go. No, we'll go. There we go. Yeah, we'll go there. Oh, there we go. Perfect one. Right, so our next fashion victim is. Oh, I've gone straight in with Shearer.
Gone.
Now, what do we think? That leather jacket?
Again,
It's got a bit of a Star Wars vibe going on there.
But you mentioned it was, the 90s. At the time, that was probably all right.
Yeah.
I quite like a leather jacket. I think I'm realising I've got terrible taste because
Would it
both
pass
of
the
the-
date test?
yeah.
Would he get a
that-
second date?
Yeah, I
Forget
wouldn't mind
forget
that.
the Shearer
Forget the
because he
face.
obviously would get a second date. If somebody rocked up with that
Not
note
now.
number on, not
In
now.
the 90s.
Back in the
yeah,
day.
uh-huh.
Okay.
But yeah,
we'll take
looking
that
back, I don't think that's one of the worst.
one. No. Oh, it's. I mean, it's not one of the worst that Alan Shearer's worn
Oh, is it
because
not?
there's an absolute belter coming up.
Oh, is that?
Oh,
Have
yeah.
I seen it? Has it been in the group chat?
If you pay attention to the WhatsApp, then
Oh, well,
yes,
probably
but
not.
yeah, maybe it's not. So yeah, so here we go. Our next. This is his first appearance. We've got Barry Venison here, married on a beach. Looks like Barbados, or it might be Roca Beach. Who knows? To his gorgeous wife there with a beautiful pink number on.
So did he get married in that?
Well, I mean, I can only presume that he got married in that.
Wow,
I mean,
how did she allow that
yeah.
happen?
I mean, Barry Venison did. I mean, he had it all going on. He had the hair,
It's like
the
a
tan.
Duran video, isn't it?
Yes, it is like Duran. How do you know Duran?
Me, mum.
Your mum.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
I
mum
don't know.
got
I
you into
just,
it.
yeah.
Have you seen that video of him playing? He's in when he's in Ibiza,
No.
and there's a guy playing "Hungry Like a Wolf," and then he joins him.
Yes, I have. Yes,
Absolutely
I have
incredible
seen that,
piece of moviness. Absolutely. So what we going with that is, I mean, it's worse than Shearer, isn't it?
Oh yeah, a million.
Do you
%.
think at the time?
No. To get married in a pink suit with rolled up sleeves, never.
No,
No.
not having
Even
it.
if it is on the
Even
beach.
sort of late 90s.
No, never acceptable.
No.
No.
Okay, harsh. Right, our next little rascal. Oh yes,
Had to make it in.
he had to make it in. I
Had
mean, it
to.
would be unfair not to have good old Mike there. I mean, if we take it from the top, we'll go from the top down, as I always like to. The shirt. I mean, the shirt's fine, isn't it? Shirt's fine.
Like a waiter.
It's a white, nice, crisp white shirt. Maybe it's a little bit baggy in the arms.
Little bit.
You know what I mean? When did we become so fussy? We're so
Bit-
bitchy. It's like, oh, what's that program on?
Oh, well, like
Fashion
Trini and
Police,
Susanna.
yes.
No, well, like Trini and Susanna.
Trinity and Susanna. No, I'm thinking, what's the one with like, it's a really slim lady and the Osborne woman used to be on it. Fashion
Oh,
Police.
is it? Yeah.
Yes.
It actually is.
Oh my
And they
God.
used to- yeah.
We should have had a saucer of milk in between us, like two cats saying meow. Anyway, he deserves it. So
He is.
he's gone with the denim. A nice strong denim there, possibly a 501. I'm probably predicting using my knowledge of denim. Hopefully Vicky's backing us up on that one. Yeah, I mean, it's a look. And then obviously he's gone with the bootcut version and the black shoes. Again, Laura, would it pass the date test?
No, why? Millionaires have awful
Yeah, it's
dress
bad,
sense.
like, yeah.
Like, surely he's got somebody who can tell him that that's not acceptable. Is he married?
Yeah, I think he's
Is
been married
he?
twice, yeah.
Wow.
But if you think about Mike Ashley's way of managing stuff, nobody tells him what's going
That's
on.
true,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
he knows
So
best, I
he could come down in a
suppose.
banana outfit and they'd be like, nice one, Mike.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's probably the closest he's been to a banana in his life, but you know. Right. So, I mean, would he even, if he walked through the door, knowing that was your date, would you even stay? Would you
No,
I'd drop a
do
shoulder
runner.
and
No, I'd
would you
do
be
a
gone?
runner.
Gone straight
Well,
away?
if I didn't know how rich he was, yeah.
Yeah. Ah, right. Would that be the
Oh yeah.
Would that be the
stay
game
if I knew
changer?
How rich
Yeah.
he was, yeah.
yeah. Okay, fair enough. You know, I mean, I think it's really good that we're honest in this
Yes,
situation.
of
Do you know what I mean?
course,
We've got to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah, of course.
Right. Okay. A return. Beautiful. This was from Tom Lynch. He got this one in really late on. A beautiful effort by Barry Venison. I believe he was commentating on a Sky game back in the 90s, 1985, I believe. I mean, is that a velvet jacket?
What is there a tie underneath this?
Yeah, I think there's a
thing?
tie going on there. I think there's definitely a
There's
tie.
shirt, a tie.
Tie, top button done tightly.
Then is it a waistcoat?
It's a
But a very
yeah.
high waistcoat.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then the hair.
I mean, the hair gets a pass because it's Barry Venison's hair. Like,
Is
it's
it right?
I mean,
Okay, is
I
that
believe
just-
I could be completely wrong, and I'm sure people will correct us if I'm wrong in the comments. But I believe his hair is actually in the Football Hall of Fame in
Is
Preston.
it?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So they've made like a recreation of his hair, and it's on a model, and you can go up and you can't touch it. You can put special gloves on, and you can touch Barry Venison's hair.
Why?
Well, why not?
But it's not like
It's a thing of beauty, Laura.
I'm trying to think of somebody with nice hair, but I can't.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like peak Nicky Clark hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You must know who Nicky Clark is.
Say the hairdresser.
Yeah, he was hairdresser. Aye. So I think, I mean, Barry's just absolutely bossing that. I would definitely give him a second date on that, like 100%. It's absolutely incredible. I mean,
at the time, possibly, yeah.
I don't know, even at the time, you know.
Or even now, we would give him a pass.
Oh, I'll give him a pass. Aye.
All right.
Yeah. Right. The next one is an excellent effort
Took
by
us a
Joey
while,
Barton.
I didn't know.
No, this was a last minute addition as well. Actually channeling a little bit of the Mike Ashley there with the boot cut and the black shoes. Obviously this wasn't a designated outfit. Well, this was a designated outfit for Joey Barton during his community service there. He looks very happy.
What, as in like he had to wear that?
I mean, I imagine he had to wear the high vis.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But he didn't have to wear the jeans, surely.
Don't call me Shirley. No, I think it was a court ordered outfit.
Right.
Yeah. To bring a maximum embarrassment for kicking the bejeebas out of somebody, you
Is
know.
that
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why did he get that again?
Assault, I'm gonna go with.
Who? What?
Somebody.
Right.
I don't think it was the Dabo one. I think it was the one
No.
in the street. I think
Oh,
it was
right,
that one,
okay.
yeah. But yeah, I mean that is a good effort. If somebody rocked in, somebody rocked up like that, I think you'd be definitely dropping a shoulder, wouldn't you?
Definitely.
Yeah.
With the little litter pickers in
Yeah,
tow.
he's a little picker. Like, what is your intention tonight, Joey? Like, how dirty do you think my house is? Are you going to just come in and start picking stuff up? And is this a snotty tissue? Is it? So Joey Barton, great effort there. Great effort. I was going to say friend of the show, but he's not been on yet, and I'm not sure we'll get him on after this.
Probably
After
not.
we've absolutely rinsed him
No.
for his fashion sense. Right. And next one. This one is an absolute rascal one. A really, really great one. Laura can see a corner of the screen, I think.
I can't.
Your friend of mine, Charles Insomnia. Definitely not falling asleep in that outfit. I think this is during his Villa days, but we'll take it anyway because we're scraping the barrel. Laura, take me through what is going on here from a fashion perspective.
I think I've got them pajamas. Like,
Yes.
really? Like,
What's that?
complete
What's that made, Kath?
Kath Kitson. Yes, that's definitely a pajama set.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I mean the shoes as well, the little moccasins. I mean, they are.
And the shades indoors as well.
Yeah. Do you think?
And what's that carpet doing?
I think that's the Villa changing room.
Well, I know, but
Yeah.
why? Who do
It's
that?
burgundy in it.
Yeah, but do they have carpet in changing rooms?
That is a good question.
I've never seen in all the.
If there's any ex-professional footballers out there who perhaps stayed on after Tiggs had left and they want to answer the question as to whether there should be. I mean, yeah, I've never been in a change room where there's been.
No?
Maybe that's why they got relegated
Maybe.
because they had carpet in the dressing
Yeah,
room.
they deserve
Do you know what I
it.
mean?
Yeah. They
You know,
deserve
it's-
it for A, the carpet, and B, his outfit.
Yeah, that is an absolute abomination of an
there's
outfit, isn't it?
There's no defending it.
Shocking.
Mhm.
Is it better or worse than Dominic Calvert-Lewin?
Worse? I don't matter.
Yeah, it's got to be worse, hasn't it? Yeah, it's got to be worse. It's got to be
Calvert-Lewin's.
worse. Right, let's have a little look at the next one. Oh, yes. Now, this features two former Newcastle employees, we'll say, and a third one from Liverpool, but we'll just ignore him. It's Sol Campbell and the diminutive Dennis Wise.
Little man.
Little man, Dennis Wise. Now, I don't know how far away Dennis Wise is in that picture. Whether Sol is very close to the camera and Dennis Wise is far away, but he's definitely shorter than Sol. He's definitely shorter than.
I thought he would have been shorter than that. I think they've
Yeah.
done some.
Do you think that maybe he's
camera
added
work,
it? Yeah. There's a bit of Photoshop going
It
on
looks
there.
like a early 2000 new ITV drama. doesn't
Yes. Yes.
it? Like a
Just Sol.
yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. Like what
He
was
puts
that
the
one?
Sol in solve crimes.
I lo-
There you go.
There was one that I loved, and it really reminds something Beach's Back or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Someone off the bill.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't see that comment before I said it. I swear.
Oh,
and
there
I
you go,
didn't.
Dan. We caught up on that one. Yes, it is. Rich, yes, you are late.
You've missed all the informative
Rich,
stuff.
You've missed all the good stuff, Rich. You might as well just get back on the sofa and watch something else because now we're talking about fashion. So,
and Rich can't speak about fashion. Christ.
ooh, that's a
that was
burn.
Sorry, Rich.
That is a burn. What is the matter with you? Like, do you know what I mean? Do you want us to lose viewers even more?
He invites us into his life, so
Yeah,
I feel like we can.
I know he's like Rich is like, you feel like you know him from watching these videos. Like, I really feel I've never met him. I probably never will. I'd love to.
I could say that, but
yeah,
I actually haven't met the kid, so sorry.
Yeah. And I think he's probably a little bit older than you to be calling him kid as well. I think that's a bit disrespectful, Laura.
Sorry,
Do you know what I mean? So do you want to apologize to
sorry,
Rich?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
War kid. Anyway, yeah, it is a naughty one. That, I mean, I think it's definitely a Burton's collection. I'd love to know sort of what was behind that.
What the context was.
And who thought, like when they were around the table of like, right, we're doing a big promotion. Who do we need? Sol Campbell. Dennis. Maybe they were doing like, maybe it was for like tall and short, those shops.
Right, like petite.
Yeah, like maybe it was
I'd
like,
have to buy Dennis Wise.
yeah, so you're like a Y size.
Yeah.
I'm probably a Robbie Fowler size, probably current state of Robbie Fowler if you've seen him. And then Sol is like the tall and mighty. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That picture makes absolute perfect sense. Yeah. Better or worse than Dominic Calvert-Lewin? What would you say in comparison?
All right.
Yeah, would you? Yeah.
Is that black and white? Are they all?
It's simple, isn't it?
But are they all in black? Because I don't mind that.
Yeah,
it's not too bad. It's more who they are in the pose, in the positioning. That's the issue for me, rather than the outfit.
Yeah. Just going back to our friend Charles and Zogbia there. El Grande Salmon with a great comment. Boots off, lads, before you get in the change room, please. You don't want to ruin your mum's carpet, do you? You know what I mean? We've got wood floors downstairs, but if I go upstairs with my shoes on, I'm in absolute agony. Yeah, I think it's made a few people feel a little bit sick. So yeah. Right. So we'll go to the next fashion victim. I keep meaning to close these tabs, yeah. Excellent one. Stephen Ireland.
See, that's who it is.
I've been
looking at it.
He played for a short spell at Newcastle.
It's with the cap. If I could see his bald head, I would have known who it was.
I mean, there's so much going on there, isn't there?
There is. There's no need for the shirt to be longer than the waistcoat.
Yeah.
The t-shirt under the waistcoat.
Yeah.
How baggy the jeans are.
Yeah, it's not a good look, is it?
No, not at all.
Even at the time, I believe.
Even at the time,
you'd be crucified in the change room if you rocked up in that.
Yeah.
Especially if he came in his pink Land Rover. No, it was black with pink rims on it.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Google it. It's amazing. Stephen Ireland. Wasted talent on the pitch and, as you can see, off the pitch as well. I think there is a picture of him in Tup with his shirt up. I think we've shared that on the group once with
no, I think we've
Leon
done
Best. Have you done? Oh, yes,
so.
I think we made it, didn't I? Yeah. What is this with us? We're such bitches. Jeez.
I think we're recycling.
No, we're not. We never recycle. It's all new content. This is what the people tune in for, Laura. All new content. Right. So our next person, Alan St. Maximum. It's just the trainers, really. I mean,
I'm fine with this.
And it's this season as well with the girl rocking the Castor.
He's different.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, you don't have to understand it.
It's him. He is who he is.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it.
How do you think Eddie Howe, potentially Eddie Howe is going to deal with Alan St. Maximum, do you think?
That's an interesting one. I was thinking about that last night when I was watching the videos of him and talking about the way he works, and I've got high hopes. I think he will bring out the best of him. Yeah, I do.
Is he going to be a bit arm around him Make them feel
think-
good. Make
I
them feel.
think Eddie Howe would have done his research and knows he's our key man.
Yeah.
And I do think, yeah.
Are you saying that we're a one-man team? Is that what you're
I
implying?
wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't. Like, I'm
One
not
and a
being-
half man.
No, I honestly wouldn't even go that far because he does me head in a lot of the time, to be fair. But it is the one with the most potential, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think we'll let him off with that because he's Alan.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Do you know what I mean? Hold on. Why have we got him? Oh, where's the next one? Hold on. Let's just get out of this. Right. I believe there are some other little rascals hiding away here.
Here we go.
Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Tino Aspria, the iconic fur coat.
I have just bought that exact fur coat
What?
in a rust colour.
What?
It's just arrived today.
What?
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm totally on board with this.
Did people randomly reach out and shake your hand as you wear it? Is that what you're
That's what
expecting?
happens in the Gallowgate in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
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 Totally.
Definitely. Dan agrees. Definitely iconic. So if you see Laura in the Gallowgate end with a full, if she's gone full Tino, then please feel free to come up and shake a hand. Or maybe it's a fist bump. Are you a bit COVID conscious? Or
No, I just don't like people. I just don't.
All right. Okay. So don't approach Laura if you. Yeah, please don't, because she might drop kick you in the face.
Yeah.
Who knows? So are we? That is an iconic.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
That
And
is
I think
absolutely
the
iconic.
Teddy fur coats are all.
They're
in
all-
it
they're
at the
back?
minute. They're totally back.
You see, Tino is timeless. Tino
course he
is
is,
absolutely timeless. Absolutely timeless. Right. An unfortunate one coming up here. Ian Dowie, former assistant manager at Alan Shearer.
Wow.
He's gone full appropriation there.
Whose party was it? I don't know.
I don't no idea whose party it
No.
is. I mean, whether it was I don't know. I have no idea what was going on there.
He's
He doesn't.
missing the big hat.
Yeah, he doesn't look entirely comfortable in
He
what he's
doesn't.
wearing. It's probably
It's the
not.
shoes
It's
and
not
the
a good
pose.
idea. Yeah, it's not a good idea. I think the quicker we move on from this little Ian Dowie
Yeah.
effort, the better.
I think that's the worst so
Yeah,
far.
so far it's been the worst. Yeah, I
Yes.
think that's fair to say. Right, let me see if I can find some more of these other ones. Oh, there's a couple of little bits and bobs. We had. Let's see if I can go through a few more. There is an Alan Shearer one that is an absolutely iconic.
I'm trying to think of which one it is.
Oh, you've seen absolutely nothing like it.
Is it in there?
It's a double denim effort.
Oh,
of,
yes.
of epic
Oh, you just sent it
proportions.
before, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna be absolutely devastated if we can't see it. I tell you what I'm gonna do. We're gonna go off the thing here a little bit. I'm just gonna go Alan Shearer
Double denim.
denim.
Oh. Is
And
that how you found it?
yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please drink it in. Alan Shearer, double denim. I mean, that is as iconic. It's actually not even double denim. It's on Twitter. It's triple denim.
Triple.
Like, is there anything that this man can't do? He's even tagged himself in it.
I haven't
Like,
seen that. When did you tweet this?
oh, ages ago. I mean, it's signed 2017. Do you know what I mean?
Wow,
So it's
a
been
long
out there.
time
It's been
ago.
out there
I
for long
haven't
enough.
seen it.
But I mean, the denim on that. I mean, is he wearing denim underpants? I wouldn't put it past
Probably
him.
denim shoes.
He can
denim,
wear absolutely what he
denim
wants.
moccasins. Is that
If he
what you
rocks
call
up in
them?
that, I think we're absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. I
like
think
it.
that's probably a great place to end.
Oh, definitely.
I think you've got to finish at the top.
Who's your worst?
The worst has got to be.
Not Ian
It's got to
Dowie,
be.
because that
It's
was
got to
a
be in
costume.
Zogbia. It's got to be in
Yeah,
Zogbia.
uh-huh.
Zogbia's the worst.
So yeah, I'm going to go Stephen Island. I
You're gonna
think
go
it's
Stephen
terrific,
Island.
Yeah.
There was a little rascal of Andy Carroll that nearly made
Yes,
it in, but
and Goslin in a pink
Yeah,
pair of underpants.
yeah, I think that was a stag do, so
Oh
we can
yeah,
let him off
sorry,
for that
but
one.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think as good a place to finish is Shearer's. Amazing effort there. Thank you, Alan, for bringing that into all of our lives. I don't think it was when he played for Newcastle, judging by the haircut and the style.
And
Possibly
how
when
young he is.
Possibly a Blackburn. Maybe it's the back end of his Southampton career. Who's to know? But I think that's a great place to finish there. So we have some real fashion icons obviously on our staff as well, but our former Toon players. Check out a few David Ginola ones. There's some absolute rascal outfits that he's got on as well. Coming back to the world of reality, if we must. I didn't watch Graham Jones's press conference today. I've been too busy. But it was probably just more of the same, I would think.
Yeah, they just asked him what he knew about the week, and he was very coy in his answer, just like, I know that I've just been focused on the game, blah, blah, blah. Dubravka's apparently back in contention. He said
Hopefully.
he would do what is best for the team. That was his answer to that. I think that's all I've really seen about it, seen from it, to be honest.
Yeah.
There wasn't any... His press conferences are a bit normal compared to what we used to.
They are a little bit normal. He did, however, talk about Eddie Howe, and obviously I think they worked together for a few months at Bournemouth. But he did say about, I'm going to have to paraphrase him here. Well, is it a dig? Is it not? Are we just on high dig alert for Steve Bruce?
Well, probably are, because what he said was just fact and was just the truth. But however, us being...
Do you want to tell us what he said, Laura?
No, because I can't remember. And it would just be like...
No, he said something along the lines of, it's the type of job at Newcastle where you have to be completely dedicated, all in. You can't phone it in. You can't half-arse it. Whether that's a reference...
half-arsed?
No, he didn't say half-arsed. I said I was paraphrasing. Yeah, I said I was paraphrasing. But yeah, you can't really phone it in. You can't half-arse it. And... some people interpreted that as a bit of a dig at our former manager, who, by the way, looks about 20 years younger since he's lost his job.
On that.
Do you reckon?
1,000,000%.
Steve Bruce isn't using a filter.
The background was all blurry. There was 1,000,000% a filter on.
Or do you think maybe it was in portrait mode? Do you reckon it was portrait mode?
What's that?
I'm just trying to keep it up because Gary said great football debate. So we may as well carry on with it. I think if you're going to filter, there's other things that you would filter. You know what I mean? Than the background blur.
No, I think his teeth were whiter. I think.
No, but maybe that's just the effect of not being Newcastle manager
What, your teeth
anymore.
get whiter?
Yeah, maybe I should be employed by Newcastle and get sacked, and then they can sort.
I'm telling you,
sort my dial out.
Filter on there.
You reckon?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go back and check it again. Mm-hmm. I'm sure those amongst us who use filters will be able to verify whether it is or not. So he had where's it, bit of a dig? I guess we'll never know. But it sounds like he didn't sort of give any indications to what he knew, but there was a few nods and winks possibly to the fact that it hopefully is happening. I think at this stage we just need a manager.
I don't personally understand what's taken so long. Why hasn't it been announced yet if the deal's been agreed in principle?
Yeah. I think it's obviously like Tiggs was saying about the backroom stuff.
Couldn't hear him.
I think you couldn't hear him. But amongst many of the other interesting things he was saying, he was saying about the backroom stuff, and maybe that's not.
But I thought we were just gonna weird agreed, and that was the issue with Celtic, that they didn't want him to have his backroom staff. However, we have said that that's okay.
I don't know. Are you claiming to be ITK?
No, I just read a comment before I couldn't hear what you and Tiggs were talking about. I was reading the comment.
And Marty, as ever, breaking news. You may already have seen it. Massive news, massive signing for the Jungle. David Ginola is going to appear on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, which will be.
Well, I mean, add him to the list.
The shower scenes. Oh, mate, they'll be bringing that shower back, won't they?
Yes.
Oh my word!
He'll make the shorts and that waistcoat look good.
Yeah, people are gonna lose their minds, aren't they? There's gonna be some.
Ant and Deck are gonna lose their minds.
Oh yes, there will. There will be. Oh my word! Well,
be good.
I'll be looking forward to seeing David Ginola.
Apparently, it starts in a couple of days.
Yeah.
I didn't think. Is it in this country?
It's in Wales.
Again,
yeah, it's in Wales. Oh. Maybe. I wonder whether Ginola knows that or not. Yeah,
I'm sure.
I doubt it. More top football chat as always. So. Right, let's look forward to this Brighton game. Obviously, we'll not keep you much longer. We're on to 54 minutes already. We've covered Eddie Howe and Brighton, Bournemouth. We've covered fashion, I think, quite comprehensively. Yes. We've confirmed via our inside source, Marty, that David Ginola is going to be on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And now I suppose we might as well as Toon Barmy talks about, realistically, how many points do we take in the next 10 games? I see 3, but let's start with Brighton. What are we thinking about Brighton? Are you hopeful, Laura? What do you think?
I don't know what I think, if I'm honest. No, that's not useful. But I think...
Yeah, so should we just...
No. I was going to elaborate. That was just me starting.
All right, okay. That was a jump off.
Yes, but I think it's a tough game. But I really just hope and I think it will be, but I hope it's a different approach to the Chelsea game. Sounds like Dubravka could be in contention to start. I would start him 1,000,000%. I don't mind Darlow at all. I'm not a Darlow hater or anything. I just think Dubravka brings a more leadership role, a more commanding. Oh,
maybe he's demanding as well. Maybe he's demanding as well.
Commanding figure. And I think if it's going to be Jones's last ever game, just go for it. But be more attacking. Don't go 5 at the back. Just don't take this the wrong way, because I don't mean he's got nothing to lose, because I know we have. It's points at the end of the day, and they're very important, especially now. But personally, from his point of view, he hasn't got like anything to lose. Just go for it. It's his last game. He knows how he's going to come in and change things up into his way, whatever. Just go for it. Just attack. But yeah, I would definitely I'd swap I wouldn't start Fraser. I wouldn't
not in the role that he's been.
No, I would I'd go with Miggy. I'd start Miggy.
Would you bring Shelby back in? Obviously, he came on 80 minutes.
And I know he's very, very Marmite. More Marmite. Like, more people hate him than like him. I just personally at the minute think my midfield's shocking. And I've said I would go for Willock, Hayden, Shelby.
Right. Yeah. So Longstaff would step out.
Yeah. And I feel bad, because I do like Longstaff. He's obviously local lad and all that rubbish, but I'd go with Shelby. I would.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, as probably many people know, I'm not Shelby's greatest fan, but I think
neither am I.
We do need something different in midfield, because our midfield's basically been non-existent. So I'll be tempted to bring him.
Do you think he'll change the defence or not?
Well, Marty's sort of touched on that there about Fede Fernandez. Is it tactical? Is it personal? I would 100% bring Fernandez back in.
So would I, but what is the crack with that? Like, is that comment about I wouldn't put him on the bench because it's pointless? Like, wow, that doesn't sound very nice.
That is a weird. I think it's a weird thing to say. Like, that is weird.
I like Jones, and I think he's coming across very well in everything he's saying, but that didn't sit well with me. I didn't quite. I thought there was an underlying issue there.
Yeah. So I think we'd both there's probably a lot of fans would bring back in Fernandez, possibly at the expense of Lascelles. But I think we touched on last time about maybe he's trying to have a fixed, a settled back line.
Yeah.
That might mean that Dubravka doesn't come back in, or does changing the.
Do you mean like
as in
a run of games?
Yeah, like as in. So that would be 3 games in a row. Okay. Kraft, because up until Chelsea realised that they're immensely better than us, 65 minutes we're actually containing them, doing well in that respect. The game plan was going to plan, which is depressing. I know
it was, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, does he make that change and sort of disrupt that back line?
I believe no.
Yeah.
I think he'll keep it.
Dan would go with the front 3 of Big Joe, Wilson, and ASM, and some hold-up play, because obviously Joe Linton's been a huge disappointment, but his hold-up play has been improved. It has been better. But he's one of those players, like when he's been out the team and he comes back in, he needs a run of games to get better. He's not that type of instant player who can come in and
make an instant impact.
Yeah, so I can see that. I can understand that. Dave, go to watch the little fella Lamptey. Yeah, you could have Richie for his cornflakes. Yeah. Chris, our fearless leader in the pub, I believe.
I was going to say he's in the pub.
Yeah, best defender. Load of shite why he isn't starting. I don't think we need to say any more on that. And Dave will go with Shelby as well. He's got a bit of making up to do. I think you're right. Obviously, the red card and that. But he does this to us, John Joe Shelby. He goes through these little periods.
The guy behind me is going to be 4 minutes if he starts because he hates him.
Yeah, I think he is definitely a Marmite. Is he a Marmite player? I think he is a Marmite player.
I think it's more than that. Is there something that everyone hates and just a few people like? Oysters.
Right, okay. I wasn't going to go oysters, but yeah, I mean, I hate oysters, yeah.
I've never had them.
Yeah. I mean, we could throw it out to people and see whether they like oysters or not. And we
Yeah.
could do a little straw poll there.
Yeah, we could do a food.
So we're back on food. Back to food.
podcast, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I've never been involved in the food crack. It's normally the all with smiling faces.
Yeah. Well, welcome to
Thank
the
you.
food crack. It's good. It's good. Right. Okay. Now I don't know whether Tom's talking about food here or whether he's talking about the content, but he's just said tripe. So thanks, Tom. Thanks for your input. And actually, Tom uploaded a brilliant picture, and I kind of find it now. Of when the team when the team got promoted, there was a single that came out. Tom, if you want to comment on it, I'll try and find the picture for you, because it's an absolute rascal of a picture. I think you might have put it on Twitter. You might have put it on Twitter, possibly. I dare some go on my Twitter in case I've had some comments and that,
I'll retweet
being
it.
abused. So Shelby is a triple denim. Again, he's got talent, but he's wrapped in attitude and laziness. Dave's never had an oyster. You're not missing much, to be fair. Imagine if somebody just hockled in your mouth and charged you 75 quid for it. That's pretty much what an oyster is, I think. Hockle, great. Oh, I had an idea. I'll talk about you. I'll talk you through it after the show.
All right, interesting.
About a regular feature for Laura.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
I think we want to see some more regular features for Laura.
You went from Hockle. Laura, I've got a regular feature.
No.
I'm quite nervous.
The action isn't linked, but the word is linked. Anyway, but we'll come on to that. I'm going to try and convince after we finish, after we go off.
This is building up to an absolute no. I can feel it.
It's not. It's going to be a yes. I feel like it's going to be a yes. Shelby's a tripe player. Thanks, Tom. Thank you. Right. So I think what we'll do is we've reached our hour. It's time for us to get ourselves home. But last few comments. Thank you ever so much for all those people who've joined us tonight. Thanks for the comments. Thanks to Tiggs from Back of the Net for joining us as well. Give that video a watch, and there's a few other videos actually that they've done around Eddie Howe. Really, really interesting. And they really debunk some of the things about transfers and some of the things about relegation and all these bits and pieces. So really, really great video. So go and check it out if you can. Laura's cold, and I think we'll probably finish on that comment. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. And by the way, thanks to Chris for doing some new ExtraTyne graphics as well. You know, he likes to keep us updated. He sends us through these things all the time. So thank you very much, Chris. We appreciate it. Thank you very much for all those people who've joined us tonight live. Thank you to all those people who've joined in with comments as well. Really, really appreciate that. And obviously to those people who maybe watch it later on, sitting on the toilet, messing about with your phone. Really appreciate you as well, because I'm one of those type of people as well. I'm sit and watch it on the toilet, which is pretty much why I spend all my time in there. Thanks, Laura. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. I had a good time, actually.
Did you?
Yeah, it was good, man.
Yeah.
Especially the part where you couldn't hear what was going on, and he was talking, and you were like, but I think you were like, yeah, nodding along. Like,
I was trying to lip read, and I realised I can't.
Yeah, it's not. You don't need to be able to lip read, Laura.
My dad's practically deaf. I do, really.
Oh
no.
Oh
no, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, if he's deaf.
Yeah, he needs to lip read.
Yeah, he needs to lip read.
Sorry.
You don't need to lip read unless you're deaf.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long week. Right. So thank you very much for joining us. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your neighbour. There's plenty content. Obviously, after the Brighton game, the lads on the Almost Smiling Faces podcast will be doing some reactions. And obviously, there'll be videos during the week. Hopefully, when we appoint a manager, hopefully in the guise of Eddie Howe. And we'll be back next week at some point, either a Thursday or probably a Friday. We'll see what Laura's social calendar looks like, and we'll fit around that. That's generally what we do. It's empty, is
Friday,
it?
Yeah.
No turn up in any rascal suits to take out. No. And like I said before, if you're in the Gallowgate end and Laura's got a Tino jacket on, go and give her a smile. Go and give her a hello, because she'll absolutely love it. She pretends like she doesn't like people, but she really does. She's a real people person. That's why she went into teaching. But thanks a lot again for joining us, and we will see you next time, hopefully, we'll be able to celebrate and discuss an actual win for Newcastle United. But from me, it's good night.
Good night.
And we'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks a lot. How are the lads? Oh, hold on.